Welcome to the But Also Trail Running Podcast. I'm your host, Celeste Fong. Let me start with a warning that this is an adult-only podcast. There will be profanity and indecent conversations. I would apologize, but I'm not really sorry. So it's August, which means, of course, we just did Anchor Down Ultra. So everybody welcome Mommy Craig. Say hi, Craig.
Hello.
So Craig's joining because he was with me at Anchor Down. All right. One sentence. Describe Anchor Down this year.
One sentence?
Yeah, one quick sentence. Like
The worst experience ever?
it was unbelievably hot
And humid.
and humid. All right. So just to give a little background, Anchor Down Ultra is this tiny little race in Bristol, Rhode Island at Colt State Park. Jay started it 13 years ago, I want to say.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I think 2015 was the first. Although
You were there. You should know.
I was there. I've done it every year. I don't fucking remember. But so the first year it was a shorter loop, but ever since it's been a 2.45 mile loop. Starts out with just about a mile in the trails and then a mile and a half on like a bike path with this tiny grass hill that can fuck off in the middle. Now Jay created this race to be kind of old school ultra. He's keeping it small on purpose. It's intentionally difficult. He picks the hottest weekend of the year. I'm guessing he's a sociopath. It felt like it this year.
Sure did.
Yeah, but it's you have a 6 hour, 12 hour, 24 hour choices. Now the difference with Anchor Down is a lot of those time races you could do as little or as much mileage as you want. But with Anchor Down, you have to do a minimum number of loops to be considered a finisher. If you do not do those loops, it's a DNF. So like the 6 hour is 9 loops, right?
Yep.
Was it like 22 miles?
Correct.
12 hour is
I think 17 or maybe 16.
Maybe 16. It's 39 point whatever miles to finish. And I think that's the hardest one.
Yeah.
And then
I agree.
yeah, a 6 hour can be difficult too, but then the 50 hour you have to do
24 hour?
24 hour you have to do, it's like 51 and a half miles. I don't even know how many loops is it. Is it 21?
It's 21 miles. It's 21 loops.
Okay, 21 loops. So it's like 51 and a half miles. Now, Anchor Down is deceptive because if you ran that course one time, you'd be like, this is really easy. It's like really easy. But it's not.
Yeah, it's weird. And well, the other thing with it is you start at 7 p.m.,
Right.
which is so different than any other race that you normally do. You know, most races, especially road races, start at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Notchview, it's what, noon for most of them.
Still not.
It's still no. It still is such a different. Yeah, you're not. And most people have either worked all day, so they've worked, they got up at whatever their normal time, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. They've already been up for 10 hours, and now you're having to go out and run.
Right.
And
run all night.
Right.
Night, the trail, it's not a technical trail in that elevation or rock scramble or anything like that, but it's really rooty. There's a shit ton of roots.
Yes. And, for me, outside of every once in a while catching my toe, but it's more you're running on the roots. You're not, so your feet are getting beat up just because you're running on those roots a lot.
It's like ankle breaking, right? Like you're constantly uneven footing.
Yeah.
Yep. So at night, that's really difficult because you can't, even with lights, you're not You know what I mean? It slows you down a little.
Yeah.
And then at the next day, Saturday, if you're doing the 24-hour, soon as that sun comes up, the
Oh,
whole road section is zero shade.
right.
Like
Oh,
not
yeah.
road, but bike path.
Yeah, the bike path. Yeah, and it, it's paved, so you know, road, bike path, however you want to
Yeah.
describe it. But yeah, there's a little shade when you get in the early part of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Very little shade at the
Once you
normal.
go over the grass hill, that area you can get some shade, but it's not a lot.
Also, the grass hill is stupid.
It is one of those dumb things that you're like, oh, it's not that, long, it's not that steep, but
There's like a
you hate
pitch
it.
to it. It's
Yeah,
so stupid. So stupid.
yeah, yeah, especially going down it. Yeah,
Yeah. So this year, so we get there. They do not open camp until 2 p.m. So everybody's lined up about 1:15, 1:30, right? And when they say go, it is like Survivor. Okay.
it's a race before the race.
It is a race before the race, except you're carrying all your shit to get a good spot. So
Right.
like, I mean, I think there was 47 fights, 3 knockout punches. No, I'm exaggerating, but it is a dash, right?
Right. Because there are favorite spots.
Yeah.
And it's funny because different people have different favorite spots.
Oh yeah.
Like we have ours, but there's other people that want, you know, further down
Or against the
near
fence. Yeah.
yeah. So it's interesting.
It really is. Well, okay, so we get there early. Now, Friday it was 90 something degrees,
Oh,
99% humidity. I don't even know what the dew point was, but it was fucking ridiculous.
yeah.
So we set up at 2 and then sit there for 5 hours in that
Right.
heat.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I drank 64 ounces of Gatorade and Scratch while I was sitting there. And I still started dehydrated
Oh, yeah.
and depleted.
Uh,
Like,
Well, because I was thinking about it because, yeah, I don't know if I drank quite as much as you did, but I still drank a lot. Like,
yeah.
I think I went through at least 2 bottles of water and one other bottle of Scratch. And normally I'd be going to that porta potty multiple times and I didn't, I think I went maybe once in that whole time. So yeah, your body was just,
You
using up
started,
all of that.
yeah, you started depleted.
Yeah,
Like it was, yeah, we started depleted.
we did.
But again, okay, so we started. Now, I I didn't get my ice bandana out for like probably 10 miles at least, right?
Yeah, it was a while
I
before you
I
took it
should have
out.
started it. But I know that
Well,
a lot of times overnight I get the chills. So I
well,
didn't want to be soaking wet.
yeah, and that was part of it is, you're kind of like, oh, well, you're starting at 7, the sun's going to go down. It's going to feel better.
Yeah,
In
that's
your,
not true.
in your head, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah. But
Um,
in that trail especially, it's like
the,
it
the
was like
air,
airtight.
yeah, the air got trapped, the humidity got trapped, and it was just stale. It didn't move. And so, yeah, it was just ridiculous. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was awful. And we started out, we were very careful about pace at the beginning. Like we were just kind of
Oh, yeah,
consistently run walking.
yep,
And at that point, like I think one lap in, I was like, I ain't finishing this. Like this is fucking ridiculous.
yeah. I was, yeah, I was like, yeah, this is going to be, I don't know how far we're going to get because this is, you were tired and sweaty and within that first lap. And again, like you said, we walked a good portion of, the trail, except for the downs. We'd
Yeah.
run the downs. And then, even on the bike trail, mainly on the downs, would we run any of it?
Yeah.
We ran a little bit more on the bike trail just because, it's a bike trail, and there, outside of the grass hill in Mount Everest, as you get closer to the finish, there aren't much hill. It's,
For the record,
flat.
Mount Everest is probably 2 feet of elevation. But fuck that hill.
By the end, you're like, are you kidding me? Do I really have to go up this stupid thing again?
Right. Well, and you get, like, when you're doing these kind of loop courses, right? You kind of get where there's a natural, I'm going to run here, I'm going to walk here, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, absolutely.
go down the grass hill and hit the pavement. And we would run there until we got to the hanging tree, which was just this cool tree that I know someone was, like, witches were hung there. They had to have been. It was so cool.
It was very, but it's a great spot to just, okay, we'll run to that point.
Yeah.
And then you would, walk until at least you got up the next little grade.
Yeah.
And
for the entire night was like that. Like, once I got that ice bandana out, I was icing, like, almost every loop I was refilling.
I was going to say, almost every loop you would have to,
and it melted immediately.
Oh, yeah. I even took, because I was using one that we found. I think it was Marcus's that he often matched you.
Yeah, I think it was Marcus's. Sorry, Marcus.
I gave it to Erica to give it to him. So
perfect.
But I had his, and at one point they gave us the ice in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, maybe this will keep it from melting as quickly." Nope.
No.
No.
And what I was doing, so I'm old. I don't know if you know this. So I'm getting, like, hot flashes because that's the age I'm at. So picture that, 90 degrees, 90% humidity, you're fucking dying, and you get a hot flash. I was just taking the ice bandana and turning it to put it on my face because it was so hot. It was ridiculous. And the water, so there's 2 aid stations. There's the main aid station at camp, which has got, like, soda and water and, is it Hammer? I don't remember what kind of hydration they had.
Yeah, I think they had Hammer. I think that's what they had.
And then, like, all sorts of food. And then, halfway through the course, like 1.25 miles in, on the bike path, they have a second one, which is just water until they start making ramen in the middle of the night. And that water, it was like coffee heat, like, the whole time.
Yeah, it was not cold, definitely.
And I'm not holding that. I mean, what?
Oh, no,
there's nothing they could do.
No, I mean, the main aid station, they had coolers filled with ice, which they were, handing out to everybody because that's what they needed. The other aid station, it wouldn't have mattered. If they had a cooler, the ice would have melted, halfway through because it's out in the middle of the sun. I mean, there's nothing they could have really done. So, nothing against them. It was just the way it was. And, like, yep. It's going to be the way it is.
Yeah, it was. It was fucking miserable. Now, again, this is one of my favorite races, but it really was a shit ton. Like, it was unbelievable.
Right. And to be fair, the race conditions were horrible. Right. The people were great.
Oh, yeah. The people are amazing there. It is a great community.
The volunteers, the runners, everybody is just really, top notch. They're great to be around.
Oh, yeah. The volunteers they're some of the best volunteers I've ever seen at a race. Like, they always are phenomenal. Yeah. Jay he has done a good job building a community there. He keeps it small. You have to qualify for it. Like, it's not willy-nilly anybody. So a lot of I would say most, not quite all, but most of the people there are serious ultra marathoners, right? Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're not, going from a 5K, which I'm not judging anybody that does any distance. It's just that and the reason I'm saying all this is it was so bad. We saw people passing out.
Yeah.
I should have counted how many people puking because it was a lot, like a lot.
I will say, amazingly, I was not one of them.
Same. Strange, right? At the last lap, I was like, oh, I kind of feel nauseous.
Right. Yeah.
But
I
that might
remember
have been psychological, like, because I was done. Um, it was,
that.
so go ahead.
Definitely, it was definitely a tough race. Definitely one of the hardest ones I've had to try to get through.
Yeah, it was gross. So you and I spent a lot of it together. Like we were together
Oh yeah.
for a
I would
long
say
time.
probably 75, 80% of it
Yeah.
we were
So we
together.
started together and
We
then
did
uh,
probably what, 5, 6 loops.
at least, yeah. And then we split
And
up and
yeah,
then
because
we got back
I took a
together.
quick break.
Yeah.
You went out. I went back out. By the time I came through, you somehow were behind me. I'm like, how'd you get behind me?
I had to pee. Uh, and then, so then we got back together and then I don't know, you had to go to the bath. I don't know what happened, but I went out alone for a while. And that
I
at
took,
that point,
yeah, I took an extended break. I needed to,
yeah, because I think I did
right?
probably,
I got to remember after you set up camp, I need to take a nap because I was by, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, I started to be like, I'm going to fall asleep walking, you know,
oh, I know that
so,
feeling.
so I, sat down and, you know, for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it ended up being, don't remember. So yeah, you were out doing loops at that point, and
Right.
then
Well, and then when you went back out, we were just at different points on the course for a
right,
little while. Because I think
yep,
I did like probably 10 to 13 miles without you. And at that point, I was pushing because I was like, I just want to like hit certain things, because I was like, I don't know
right,
if I'm going to finish.
yeah,
And then then Danny and Tony came and brought us breakfast, and you were like, "Where are you?" Because the sun had come up at that point, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna wait at camp." And I was waiting, and then I'm like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I'm going." And I just like started leaving, but then
I showed up.
you showed up, so then we did the rest of it together. And
Yeah.
well, no, that's not true because we
Oh
were
no,
both together, and
I
then you
took one
took a
more lap
break.
off. Yep.
And I told Danny because Danny went pee. I'm like, "Oh, Craig went to camp. He's taking a break." And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna go get him." And I'm like, "I think he's taking a lap off." And me and Tony just left because I'm like, if I'm finishing this fucker, I'm going.
Yeah.
And then Tony, like, he was hilarious. First of all, he's fucking funny. And we give him so much shit.
To push so much.
It's so fun. I'm like, why are you slower than me? Which he's not, but
No.
and then so him and I we just laughed for like a lap and then got you guys back and we went back out and he kept going. He's like, "All right, well you got 8 more loops." I'm like, "Bitch, I got 2 more loops." And he's like, "Or 8." I'm like, "2." And he's like, "Well, if I say 8 and you do 5." I'm like, "Or I just do the 2." Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Uh,
And then
yeah.
I don't know
No.
why, but my daughter somehow got in her
Oh,
head that
that's
I was going to be there till Thursday. So I get a text from my husband. He's just like, and this is Saturday. He's like, "Are you coming
yeah.
home Thursday?" I'm like, "What? No." By then, I'm like, No. What the fuck are you talking about?" And also, because we were getting text messages and stuff in Connecticut that night, there
Oh
was a
yeah.
huge storm.
Yeah. There was a big storm that did some major damage apparently around the state.
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Oh, you guys gonna be okay? Is it?" Because they're all, looking at the maps and everything. It looked like it was gonna head towards us. We never got any. I mean, we got heat lightning,
We got
and
heat
that was
lightning,
it.
which was
And
stunning.
it was amazing to watch. That was the only thing that I think kept us going for a while at night. It was, oh, look at the heat lightning. Oh, that is so cool.
Well, and we're like, "Oh my God, we don't have our car keys." Because the rule there is if the
Right.
course closes, you got to go to your car. So we kept going, okay, if there's a warning, because it's like stages, right? Like red, yellow, green, like if it's open or if
Yeah.
there's a warning or if it's closed. So, like, I'm like, "Oh my God." should we get our keys? And then we're like, well, no warning, let's do another lap. No warning, let's do another lap. No, and that got us through like probably 3 or 4 laps.
It did. And of course, we're sitting here going, oh, it looks like it might rain. Maybe it'll start raining a little bit. We just want light rain. That's all we need. And we got like, what, 5 drops? I mean,
so frustrating. On Saturday, though, they bring out the misting, which is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The people misting. Yep.
Yeah. Well, because it was, and you and I, because we're dumb fucks, decided that we were going to do Ben's races virtual at the same time. So I usually do Sweltering Summer at the same time, but this year I decided to do the Circadian Endurance Challenge at the same time and not do.
You're a wimp and not trying to do all 3.
Okay. Fuck you.
I did all 3. I did all 3.
So you're stupider than me is what you're saying. But so
yeah.
Sweltering Summer is 8 hour, however many miles you want in 8 hour. Circadian is 72 hours. So as much as you want in 72 hours. But if you do the 100, you have to do 50 of those miles at night. So between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to go out for another whole night later in the month. So I'm going to do it at the same time as Anchor Down, which I think you were saying the same thing.
Right. Exactly. It made sense because we knew we were going to do a large number of miles at Anchor Down, or we assumed we were going to do a large number of miles at Anchor Down.
Right. Which, I mean, we
did.
How in our head, like, I'm like, oh, I only did the 51 miles. Shut up. Okay. Just shut up. Like, sometimes I know it when I'm saying it, and sometimes it's just oblivious to me. But yeah, so I was like, I don't care if it was so miserable, Craig.
So, I mean, yeah. And, I was not a finisher at Anchor Down. I missed by, I think, 3 loops. I got to that end and my brain could not comprehend doing another 3 loops.
Yeah. And I mean, you had time, but you just,
I couldn't. It was a mental thing. I was, and I kicked myself because I didn't finish, but at the time that was what, in my head, I'm like, there's no chance. There's no way I can get my body to do another 3 loops.
And when you get that hot and miserable, sometimes it's like, you can't drink, you can't eat, you can't.
Yeah. And it's funny because in the morning, it reversed from the night where at night you didn't want to go through the woods because it was just so stale and humid and everything. And then when you got to the bike trail, it was still bad, but not as bad. It felt a little bit better. In the morning, once that sun came up, going through the woods felt okay. Yeah, you hit the bike path.
Somehow it cleaned out that woods. It probably about what you think, like 5, 6 in the morning that happened.
Yeah. The woods all of a sudden felt decent.
Yeah.
But then you hit the bike path and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm melting. I'm going to die. So yeah. And, I took that one lap out because I needed to drink something cold. And I mean, I downed a whole, Gatorade, one of the bigger, not the big Gatorades, but one of the good sized Gatorades. I downed that while you guys were out doing that loop. I just needed something and I knew it was going to take a little bit. And then I went back. I mean, and my hope was that, once I did that and got back out, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm good. It's going to take a little bit longer, but I can, and I just couldn't. Once you were done, I'm like, I don't think I can do that. But, it is what it is, and, to make myself feel a little bit better, I guess, we know, looking at the results, there were at least 15 people and the 24 that didn't finish.
I've got it here somewhere. Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah, because there were a large number of DNFs this year, and a lot of it had to do with that heat. And even at the end, I, went back and I talked to Jay just to let him know that I was done. And he said, oh yeah, he goes, and I can't remember if he said, he was referencing Badwater, or if he said there were people that had done Badwater that came back and said, Badwater's hot, but it doesn't have that humidity.
Yeah.
Because that humidity just was horrible.
And it was. That humidity, I mean, like, that was the worst overnight Anchor Down ever. And again, I've been there during hurricanes. I've been there during, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
I've been there when it was almost that hot. It was close.
It might have been hot, warm, like
I think
temperature
the
wise, might have been
temperature was
hotter.
warmer last time, but the humidity was
Humidity,
less.
and that makes it such a big difference. Like heat in itself is bad, to run through, but add that humidity in, and it just is. It drains you so quickly.
Yeah, and it's like you can't even breathe correctly.
Right.
So for the 6 hour, right, which you needed to do whatever it was, 22.
9 loops,
Yeah,
or
but is it
whatever.
21 miles?
It's
22?
22, I think, but
22 miles?
might be 21 something.
All right, so out of 72 that towed the line, 53 finished. That's a huge number. 12-hour out of 54 that started, 40 finished. And for the 24-hour, 85 started and only 70 finished.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's a
high
huge,
DNF.
right, especially on that 24-hour, because I mean,
It's
you have
pretty much a
24 hours.
30-minute mile, right? Like,
Right.
it's not quite. It's like, whatever, 26
Well, yeah,
minutes or something. But
but
like,
still.
I mean, you could do cartwheels and finish if there's no issues, right?
Right. Yeah.
Um, and I think that, I mean, everybody I know has DNF'd a race. Well, maybe not everybody, but pretty much everybody has DNF'd a race. Even like professionals.
Oh, yeah. And it's just, that in my head, that is my first official DNF. The only other one that was a DNF was Run Ragged, which is the last man standing. Because there's only one person that's truly a finisher, I don't consider that a DNF. But
No, that's the whole point of that race.
right, exactly. So so this was truly my first DNF of an actual, of a race that has some sort of requirement, whether it's a 5K, whatever.
Right.
So it's still difficult to to get through and go, yeah, you made the right decision, but
Well, because logic and emotion are different. Like, listen, you 100% made the right decision.
Oh, and in retrospect, and it's also the whole, now if I look back and I'm like, well, why didn't I, just take my time? And, I only had 3 more and I had like, I don't know, 7 hours or whatever left.
Green.
I was not, I wasn't sick to my stomach, which was great.
You were, green's the wrong thing. You were pale though. You were very pasty.
Oh, I'm sure I was because again, I was probably dehydrated and, and I was exhausted. My body just was exhausted. And, I wish I could have, but I went with my gut feeling at the time and said, no, I think I'm good. It's going to suck that I don't get the medal, one of the medals, but I need to do what's good for me. And again, I didn't want to put Jay and his people in the situation where something does actually happen,
Right.
So.
Right. Well, because, I mean, we all joke that we make bad life choices, which obviously we do. But at some point, it's one thing to make a choice that affects you. It's another thing to make a choice that's going to affect other people. Right. And your community and blah, blah. Because when I DNF'd the cut, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, I could keep going. I could keep trying. But if something happens, people have to put their life on the line to come get you out in the woods.
And we weren't letting you finish the cut. Just
no, I know,
but I understand. Yeah. The point being that yes, you could have made that decision to say, hey, I'm going to push through on this. Whether we stopped you or not is a different, whole different thing. But you made the decision of I need to stop. Partially because it's affecting other people. Because if I get worse, now I'm, endangering other people to try to figure out how to get me, to whatever point they need to get me to so I can get whatever aid,
Right. So
mean,
yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to make the right call, and it sucks. But we should also point out that you came back because we were doing the circadian, remember? And you ended
right.
up with 75 miles for the weekend, which
Oh
is
yeah.
no. Is that your
I,
is
I,
that your highest for mileage?
yeah, for one event, yeah, 75 is the highest. And
Damn,
I was amazed how I felt Sunday and Monday because, considering what the weather was like, the fact that I had already, I did do 44, 40, whatever, over
right.
40 miles, you know, in that weather on Friday, Saturday, I didn't do anything, the rest of the day. Saturday, I got home, I ate, and I fell asleep.
Must
Um,
be nice.
I
I
most
went to
that's
bed
what
and got like 2 hours of sleep, if that, and it was
I'm
spread
sure.
over hours. Like,
Yeah.
fuck me.
My sleep probably wasn't the best sleep, but it was, you know,
Even
but then,
Garmin was like, "What the fuck are you thinking, woman? You didn't
yeah,
sleep." And my
and then,
Garmin is like, "Oh, you slept for 4 hours? Whoa, good job. Your sleep score is 85." I'm like, "Really?
yeah,
Really?"
yeah. But, then I got up Sunday morning. I did almost 8 miles, I think. Most of it was mix of run walk. Then Sunday night, the air had really cleared out,
Well, it wasn't
which was
humid anymore.
right. Yeah, it was a lot better. And I did eight plus, 9 miles. And I ran a good portion of that.
Yeah, you had some good
Um,
miles in that.
and then Monday we got together again,
In
did
Weathersfield, yeah.
my in Weathersfield, and then Monday night I did another six, I think, 5, 6 that I needed to get to 75, and yeah, and even that was a good, portion of that was running.
Which is
It was fun,
amazing. Yeah.
which yeah, I was very surprised because my legs were not in bad shape. They did not feel as tired as I expected them to. So I was very happy about it. The overall weekend I was very happy with,
As
how
you
I
should
did,
be. As you should
but,
be.
but yeah, that was definitely a lot of, it was one of the harder
Yes.
events. It ranks up there with Providence,
Providence was stupid.
but, in Providence was hot, but it wasn't humid.
Right.
The
But
issue for me
Providence didn't
was,
have any fucking water.
well, no, they didn't have
Didn't have any
cups.
cups.
They
And it
had
was a
water.
road race. It's not like a trail where you carry your own, okay?
Right. Yeah. And it was my first marathon.
That
So,
too. And your legs were like,
so that was me. I didn't understand. That was the first time I did that distance.
yeah,
Uh, so it was such so that was a bad one, but, you know, I would say, yeah, in all the other ones, this ranks up there with one of the, if not the worst, one of the worst weather condition wise
yeah,
races. But gives me something to go back to next year to redeem myself. So
yeah. What's weird? Because it was miserable. The weather was miserable. And once I get hot, I usually have issues with
uh-huh.
fueling and hydration and all that shit.
you,
And I end up sick.
yeah.
That didn't happen this time, which is crazy.
Well, I mean, you did do a great job of
Yeah.
pre-race hydration. Again, like you said, you're probably still dehydrated, but still, it was better than what you do sometimes where, maybe you have a, 12 ounce, 16 ounce,
Right.
you know, scratch before going out to start. So you started in a better position. And then throughout the whole time, every aid station, you drank something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes two somethings.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And
So
then
and
I was eating
I know
peanut butter. What?
yes, I know you were eating the peanut butter with the M&M candies on
Peanut
it.
butter with M&Ms in it. So like they had spoons of peanut butter and they put M&Ms on top and I'm just like, "Hi, I need this in my life. And then on Saturday when it was really, really, really hot, the peanut butter had kind of melted, and the M&Ms, they weren't melted, but they were soft. Oh my God. I I was gonna marry that peanut butter. And M&Ms. It was so good. I'm trying to think what else I ate. I ate some pizza,
You ate some pizza.
which I don't even like pizza.
What did you eat early on? There was something that they offered you, like, oh, that sounds really good. I can't remember what it was. I think you had watermelon probably at one
I
point.
had watermelon too. I did have watermelon. I had
But there,
Twizzlers. I ate a shit ton of Twizzlers.
oh, yeah. But there was something right at the beginning when we first got the aid station that you were like, oh, it was like, I can't remember what it was because it wasn't the peanut butter yet, but
No,
it was
it was
something
not the
else.
peanut butter. And they had so the way they did it this time was they had these bowls with all the stuff, right? But then they had covers on it.
But,
So the
and
food
that
was
was
staying fresher.
that was a great idea.
Yeah. That was really one of the best setups
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
God, now I'm going crazy. What did I eat? I mean, I had watermelon. I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was either. And I
I
was like,
didn't touch
oh,
any of the ramen. The ramen was offensive to
I,
me.
I,
'Cause
it
ramen
was
shouldn't be salty.
I had it once. And again, you know, it, I did have one of them on one. Oh, I think one of the loops I wasn't with you.
Yeah,
I
'cause you
stopped
didn't
and
have it with
grabbed
me.
it. But yeah, it wasn't overly salty. It didn't have enough of that in it. I,
Gummy bears. Sorry, go ahead.
but yeah, it was. It was. You did have gummy bears.
They were so good. Sorry.
Once you pulled one out, after doing like 5 loops, I'm like, those things are going to be melted by now.
They were, and they were delicious. Also, somehow, so I had this habit of like just taking something and sticking it like in my bra to carry it. So like, if I was trying to do something, I would stick my flashlight in my bra
Yeah.
or
Uh,
you know what I mean? Like if I needed my hands for something, like whatever. And somehow I bruised myself. So it's like black and blue. I'm like, really? Like how? How do you get my poor dragons are sad because there's a bruise. But yeah, ugh.
I'm trying to remember because you were carrying something, but I don't remember what it
I put the
was.
Gatorade in there at one point because I had gotten a cold Gatorade and I was just
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. That,
ice. I put a
mhm.
shit ton of ice in my bra. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think what else.
Danny helped you with ice.
Oh my God. So it was ice touching your body, right? Is a shock when it's that hot. I mean, normally, but when it's that hot, and that asshole came up behind me, and I know it was your idea, so don't think
It was my idea, and I gave her the ice. So
asshole. All of a sudden, she pulls my pants and drops it right in my ass crack. Do you have any idea how cold that was? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, so that ice melted a lot slower than I would have thought. Maybe it just felt like a long time.
time.
Oh,
No,
God.
it seemed like it was a long time because you were commenting about it for quite a while.
I'm like, really, Danielle? Really?
I knew she would like to do that. That's why I offered her. I'm like, oh,
And then you
yeah.
guys assaulted my car again. My poor car. My husband, we were in the garage sale or something. And I'm like, look at my car. I'm like, it's got boob imprints on the on the window, and he's just like, what? I'm like, Danielle, and he just shakes his head and walks away. He's just like, I can't with you two. Like, in his defense, yeah, we're a lot to take, but it was. I mean, listen, it was oddly fun.
It was, again, like I said, the conditions were horrible, but we were all dealing with it.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, there's always that, trail camaraderie already. But I think, with the weather the way it was, it just amplified some of that. And yeah, the people were, we still had a good time.
Yeah. And you could
But
hear some people running. They were so sweaty that you could hear the sweat in their sneakers. Like,
well,
you know what I'm talking
yeah, and yeah, well, I was gonna say even before the race, like after we set up the tent and I walked back to my car, my feet were so sweaty. I was sliding in my Crocs because
Yeah.
they were so wet. It was like, what the heck is this? This is just ridiculous.
And I waited until the last minute to put on like socks and sneakers and all that. Like,
Yeah, I did too. I was like, yeah, I need to, you were smart though. You had socks on. It weren't the socks that you wore running, but you had socks on beforehand,
there,
which,
I had to protect my feet.
yeah,
Yours. Also, the sweatshirt is gorgeous.
it is.
And I'm
It
not
is
like a, I don't know,
extra,
men's
extra large.
75XL. Like, it's like pretty much down to my knees. It's just like a warm hug. Of course, I'm still not ready to put on a sweatshirt. Okay. I'm still
Oh, no.
traumatized from this week.
Yeah.
Although I didn't think I was gonna, I did hit the 100. It was not pretty.
But yeah, no, you got through it.
I did finish it. At the end, too, speaking of running, I think mile 98 and 99, no, 99 and 100 were like my fastest miles.
because you were just like, I want to get this
I
done.
so fucking done. And it was at that point, it was like hot, and I was so, I was just like, get it over with.
Yeah.
And so I had to record that night
Oh, that's right.
with Mikey to do his book podcast. So I had to finish reading that book. Okay. Because I kept putting it off. So I'm like, oh, I will have all day. I can just listen to it. So I tried listening to it. And every time I would put it on, like there'd be a lawnmower or cars driving by or whatever. And I couldn't hear it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was so stressed about it. I was just like, I need to get this over. Like, I can't. I just
Yeah.
have to finish this race and take a shower and then read this book, which it turned out to be a good book. So,
That's good.
yeah. I don't remember the name of it. It was V. Schwab, though. Something about magic.
All right.
Darker shade of magic. I don't know. Something.
All
It was good.
right.
I enjoyed it. Anyway, all right. We're getting to that time. Any final words?
Again, it was horrible. It was, the worst weather, but it was still a great race. We still had fun.
Oh yeah. It was a lot of fun.
I can't, complain about that.
No. You and I always can cause trouble and have fun. So yeah, I think it was overall a good race. It was actually strangely one of the best and one of the worst anchor downs I've ever had, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but it was a really good time. Are you doing it next year?
Of course, I'll do it next year.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, when that 12-hour finished and everybody was leaving,
It was,
I was like,
yeah, because watching everybody leave, you're like, I want to be them.
I'm like, you are stupid. You're stupid. Stupid. I hate stupid people that are stupid and stupid. Like I was just like, I wish so hard I had signed up for the 12.
It was one of the few times that I wanted to do the 12 because I had been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I'm starting to yawn. I'm still like tired.
Well, you still haven't slept from
No.
3 weeks ago.
Fair.
So
fair. And last night, because we had thunderstorms all night, my dogs, I got up at midnight. And then our smoke alarms were going off like crazy. One of our smoke alarms went. And you know how they're all wired together. So like if one starts going, all of them are going. And we took down the wrong one and he started again. And he took down the wrong one again. And I'm like, oh my God. And then we finally figured out which one it was, took that one down. And then he's like, well, he took down one. I'm like, you took down 3. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody in this, my middle child, I'm like knocking on her door because even though we couldn't smell or see anything, like
you don't know. Yeah.
right, and it's one of those ones that's like fire alert, fire while it's
Yeah.
beeping. So I'm
Yeah.
like knocking on her door, and I'm like, and she's like, leave me alone. I'm like, Jasmine, is your room on fire? And she's like, no. I'm like, are you sure? Like, fucking kids. I love her. So that was my day today. So yeah, I'm ready for bed. I'm going to bed now.
Sounds like a good idea for you.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you so much, Craig, and congratulations. I mean, 75
Oh,
miles is no joke. So I'm proud of
thank
you.
you. Yeah, no, I'm proud and amazed at, your ability to get through anchor down and then do 100, the extra miles to get to 100. That really impressive.
Or stupid. I think the word you're looking for is stupid.
They are not mutually exclusive.
Fair. Fair. We also got to see like puppies.
Oh my God, there were so many dogs Saturday morning.
It's so great.
It was awesome.
And then Taylor showed up with Miles, and Miles is a good boy. Like, oh, so cute.
Yeah,
I
too
felt
bad she
bad.
didn't show up earlier so you could have done more miles with Miles.
I know, right? She showed up, and it was on the last lap, and I'm like, I'm leaving. I love you. Bye. Like, well, and I knew because once I'm done with something like that, and I haven't slept, and I know my body's going to shut down,
Right.
and I was falling asleep on the drive home, which doesn't
Oh,
usually happen for me.
oh, I was absolutely falling asleep on the way home. I stopped a couple of times.
Yeah, I got McDonald's, which good and bad. And then I had to stop. I forgot what I stopped to, like at the gas station or something, just because I was like, okay. And then I just put on music full blast. I'm like screaming as I'm driving. I'm like, okay, this is what's going to keep me awake. And it did. And then, of course, I get home, shower, blah, 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 everything. You think I could sleep?
No.
Nope. 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 Yeah. I remember after my first anchor down, which was, I did the 6 hour, and we had gotten a hotel out there. And I got to the hotel and I just, like, everything was like my legs were shaking and I couldn't sleep and I had restless legs. And oh my God, I was up all night and I got really, really, really heartburn. Like I thought I was dying. My heartburn was so bad. That was the first anchor